Okay, welcome guys. This is Daz Tactic. I'll be sort of starting off this Slytherin Publishers sale with Field of Glory Empires, and sort of strap yourselves in. It looks like there's going to be a fair few streams over the next 4 days or so, it should be good fun. I've got a few streams coming up over the next coming days as well, but I think that following this stream there is going to be a little bit of a break, and then into Gladius with the, I'd probably be thinking that's going to be the Tau update. Anyway, we're going to be looking at the Grand Campaign. We're going to be probably just playing as Rome, I think. I was thinking which faction I should actually play as, because really what we want to be looking at is the changes that have come into the game with the diplomacy update. I should also just point out, with streaming to Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, and also on the Steam page, but I can only sort of see what is happening on Twitch. So if you are making comments, I probably won't be able to see those. I'm not sure if there's other people like from Agiod or from Slytherin, the makers. Like Agiod is the developer, and Slytherin, of course, the publisher. So I'm not sure if the other channels are being monitored. But anyway, you can see that Pocus is here from Agiod. So hi, Pocus. So Pocus will definitely be able to answer any questions that anyone has while on Twitch. I'm not sure if Pocus is going across all of those other channels as well. So which is really quite cool. So if you need any questions answered, then I don't need to monitor the chat all that much. Anyway, I thought we'd start off as Rome because I guess it's the most understandable of the different factions. If you are new to the game, it sort of makes the most sense. It doesn't start off too big either, so it's quite manageable. So let's just go with Rome. Rome is the one that got selected. We'll just click on OK. Now, Pocus is saying, but only on empires. Here are the questions. Yes. All right. So anyway, we're just going to sort of rip into this one at the start of I won't read all this stuff. We'll just sort of go straight into it. And there is one little tip that it does give you, like a fight for survival. So the Roman army consists of 2 disciplined Roman legions and 2 allied legions called alae. But 2 extra legions can be recruited very rapidly. It is advised to do so as things will get tense very soon. And that is actually really good advice. So we're going to be doing exactly that. Now, we do actually have a bit of an advantage, or not, well, actually, we do have advantages as well just playing as Rome. We do get a little bit of a sort of fresh start. Now, we do actually have, if we have a look across, we've got the ownership overlay, of course, which just sort of makes it look all nice and political. We've got the population, we won't worry about that one. Supply, we won't worry about it at this stage. Combat strength, we're not going to see too much in through there. Loyalty, yeah, that's loyalty to wherever they currently are. Movement overlay can be quite important, actually, to sort of plan your turns. I'm going to be playing this one fairly circumspect as we sort of go through. It's one of these games that if you're trying to min-max it, you can go to multiple areas using your movement as a bit of a guide. But in this case, we want to sort of get prepared before we go into battle. We can see there that there's actually like a bit of a red tone through the Senones. They're going to be, of course, the enemy. Now we've got the provinces back in through here. We'll talk about provinces. We should be able to pick up this Italia Superior back in through here, which is quite important to do so. So we'll sort of see how we go. I'm not sure whether the Etruscans will end up sort of wanting to be friendly or become fairly aggressive. We'll sort of see what actually happens with that as well. Trade goods we'll maybe get a chance to talk about. Legacy and world wonders. But if there's things that you want to sort of find out, then please sing out. Decadence from structures. We won't actually. We should have. There should be a little bit of decadence, I think, coming from here. But we'll talk a little bit about this as we go through. There's relationships. This is where we can sort of then see the negative 25 in through this side as well. So we've got the Etruscans are slightly friendly. The Samnites will also be a little bit of a problem. They'll raid. We'll need to sort of get there. Maybe we even go south before we really collect everything at the top here. Anyway, we'll see how we go. We've got the ethnicities back in through here. So these are all just basically the Romans. In fact, I think we can sort of see they're all the Italic sort of factions. Greek in through here, etc. This all sort of does play a big role in the game, just with the integration of the different sorts of forces. And you've got your Celts back up the top through here. So that's about all we need to really look at. The objectives, we've just got an objective back over there. I'll just put it back to ownership, and we'll just get sort of started back in through at Rome. So at Rome, we've got different things that we can sort of do in this particular I guess it's really the, I always get confused between provinces, which is sort of the collection, and regions. So this one, I know I'm going to get them sort of mixed up. So anyway, the region, Rome is in a region. Then we have we've got the like Tiberias is a region of Italia Superior, which is the province. So anyway, we'll go to Rome. We'll start sort of building different forces. So the unit queue is empty at this stage. I can very quickly go and build a couple of legions, which is what it was saying. So I can just right click on these. The legions are very, very powerful. Now they do cost they cost 113 gold, and you can see I've got like 500 money at the moment. The manpower is 20. I've got 500 manpower, so that's not a problem. Metal is 12 is a requirement in through here. You can see the 12 over through this side, and 50 equipment. Now the metal is over here. I've got 200 of that one, and the manpower, the equipment comes from the province that you're in, and at the moment I've got 105, so I've got just enough at Rome to then go and build what I actually do need. So in this case, yes, we can go and grab 2 of these from Rome, bang, just go right click on both of those legions. These are very, very superior. They're not actually, I don't think they're technically heavy guys or not. They're where does it show it? Yeah, they are heavies. Yeah, I thought they were sort of like, they act quite a little bit like medium infantry with their movement, etc. These actually are good with engineering and siege expertise. There are legions, so they've got attack penalties. This is really important to understand. Attack penalties and defense, like with attack and defense and movement through anything that's sort of like closed terrain, like forested, swampy and mountainous terrain. So they don't fight all that well back out through here. And this is where we can then start to use the LA and some of the other forces that we can get available. So let's go to the next one. You can see over through here, the legions can't be recruited, but the LA can. And again, if we have a look, we don't actually have any of the equipment actually in this particular, is it equipment, that one last one? Yes, it's equipment. So we have nothing in through here. The LA also costs 50. These don't have the same negative as far as the attack, so these are quite good, and these are just mediums. So these are your medium forces. These don't have the negatives of fighting in the forest. And as we go to the north up through here, we will find that there's like marshland. So our legions won't fight well through here. They also won't fight well in the Samnite area. So anyway, we'll just continue on with that one. So as far as if I just come back down this side as well, this one does have plus 13 per turn. It's going to be hard for me to get these. I can get the Velites, or the Velites, I think is how you pronounce those. I can also get light cavalry. Yeah, I can't recruit the like I'm missing a Campus Martius to get legions from here. You know, I think I'll actually just grab some more Velites. So I can get one next turn because of the plus 13. You can see it's now got a negative 10 back up this side. I think I'll queue up another one of these as well, these Velites, and do the same over. These are our light troops. These are our skirmisher troops. So you can sort of see there the agile attack bonus of +1 in forested and rough terrains. And so you do need a good mix of the different sorts of forces. If we have a look at our armies at the moment, you can see we've already got 4 of these. So we're going to end up with 6. That should be okay. In fact, if I just go back across, the game is always a little bit different every time you play it. You get a bit of a random mix of different sorts of buildings. And so if I go to the Velites in through here, I'm getting +8, so I'm not going to actually get those, but I will add one of those to the queue. It's just going to be one turn for those. So we'll get a fair few of them, I think. So with our forces here, what I might just do is I might go and position these at Clusium in Tiberias. So I'm just going to go and right-click, get them to move across to there. We won't go attacking just yet. And I could stay where we are. Now, we've actually got a pretty good general here, Ahenobarbarus. Or Barbarus, yeah, anyway. Got an offensive rating of 2, defensive rating of 1. He's relentless, so movement bonus of +2 for the entire stack, and defense penalty of 1 for the entire stack. Okay, so defense penalty, entire stack. Not sure how that's sort of working. Let's have a look and see if we've got anyone else that's better. We've got Mesa, who's excellent health at 28. He's also a 2-1. We've got Clavinus, who is has got better defense ratings, Actually, we've got some pretty good generals in here, which is not too bad. Movement bonus, but the defense penalty. God, that's a bit of a yeah. It's a bit of a problem. It sort of wipes out that defense rating. Look, I do plan on using him offensively, so let's go with that. I think that's going to work out fairly well. Now, the next thing we need to do is we need to sort of then go through our build queue. And so this will always, there's some things you always start with, like the Capitoli. You've got the large walls, you've got the barracks and the Campus Martius. You pretty much always get the same things in Rome. You've got the aqueduct as well, paved roads, forge, potter's workshop. But I think this is always pretty much the same for Rome. Let's just go across the build queue and see what we get. Then, of course, you then get random things in through here. Now, one thing we do need to just have a bit of a check on is what we actually have as trade goods. So let's have a bit of a look at that. Where are the trade goods? Always, there we go. The overlay in through here. So we have pottery. We've got hemp. We've got figs. We've got cattle, which we'll be able to pick up from there. These neighbouring ones, nuts and seeds, horses. Back down here, we've always got horses over through at the Campania and sulphur. Okay, so these tend to always be the same sort of things, but sometimes they can be a little bit different. So with that in mind, with what we want to build in through here, if we just go across, we've got the stud, which can be built and in Rome. Should we be back in Rome? Yeah, Latium. Yeah, we're back at Rome. So that one will give us food. We'll also produce horses. Now, I don't need to produce horses because I've got them in Campania. Smokehouse requires cattle, which we're not going to be able to get from there. That will require trading. If we can get things from, this can already be imported from Etruria, Campania. Yeah, there's a few different areas around that one. Back in here, the brickworks will give us infrastructure, which will allow us to sort of build more. The armourer, so this one will give us infrastructure will go down by 2 for Rome. Money will go down by 9, which is a lot, but equipment will go up by a lot. So we get a bonus. We get 31, including the bonus of 8 from the iron, which is coming from Samnia, and 8 from the flax, which is coming from, I don't know where that one's coming from actually. So all resources, so needs leather, trading required for the leather. But this is a big drain on the money, and so I can't really afford it. It would be good to have. Furnace was going to give us actually a money increase and metal increase. So we're getting a bonus 7 metal, getting 7 iron metal from coal. Now the coal needs iron. Trading required, can be imported from Etruria. All right, so you can still get it. The infrastructure goes down slightly. The oration, missing bonus of 5 culture from marble. I think what we'll do is I'll go with the furnace. So we'll grab that one just to get the money straight away. Campania, we'll have a quick look and see what we can build in through here. They've already got the horses. They always start with the horses. So we've already got hemp. We don't need this one because we've already got that at Latium at Rome. Sanitation, we've got that's going to improve the health, and this can be really quite important. So it gives us a health bonus of 8%. So yes, it says on the right hand side, costly to build if it is still of, but it is still of considerable value. Can be improved into a sewer system later. This is something that I do tend to like to get. We do have wood cutting as well. Produces lumber. This is something that would be good to get as well. I might grab that one. I've got the Castrum Equatium. It needs horses, which they have locally. It provides more equipment, skirmisher cavalry training, bonus of 10 XP when a unit is created. So that's actually wouldn't be too bad either. Actually, that would go very nicely with the stud farm that we actually have there. We've got the Ursera, decadence increases, which is something that's a bit of a problem. Then we've got the pleasure house back in through here as well, which also will increase decadence. I might go with the Castrum Equatium. I'm sort of tempted to go with any 3 of these, to be honest. We'll go that way. And then finally, we've just got this this province in through here as well. And with this one, what should we get? Sanitation again would be a good choice. Actually, the lumber in the middle here would be a very, very good choice, I think. Stables needs horses, which it doesn't have natively. The blacksmith would be another nice one. Missing bonus of 5 infrastructure from copper Does give us a nice boost, though, to money and metals. And then the gambling ring. I think I'm going to go lumber, just so I've got lumber somewhere. Let's just go and grab that one. All right, that's everything we need to do with our build queue. I'll just put this back to the ownership overlay, and we will end our turn there. I think I always feel like I've forgotten something. Okay, so we'll just end our turn and move across. Okay, so Highland Guru is saying best to go with blacksmith because of the Etruscan iron ore. Actually, that's true. The iron ore was right next to it, wasn't it? We did actually have iron ore available, which sort of gives bonuses across. Now, that's what I forgot to do. I'm going backwards. I've gone backwards by 45 points with the culture and decadence ratings. I won't talk too much about this, but this is something we have to really manage carefully. I knew there was one thing I forgot to do, and that was to rearrange my men. Now, this is going to be a bit of a problem for us. Now, we're only playing for 2 hours, so I don't have to worry about this one too much. But if you're playing for the long haul in this game, you've really got to look after your culture and decadence ratings. And the legacy ratings, you don't have to worry so much about. This is more sort of mid to late game sort of thing. So let's not worry about this. This is actually the scoring system for the game. You can see we're coming equal ninth with a whole lot of other factions in the game at this point in time. Sparta coming out in front. We've just got 2 points in the legacy points. So, but this one over here is absolutely critical. So we'll just go across. We've got messengers have arrived. So the Sardis are seeking a cooperation treaty with us, paving us the way for more to do more in the future. Now, this is where the diplomacy system has really undergone massive changes. Now, Sardis is back over through here, so we're just going to view this one now. And so what they're doing is they're just wanting cooperation. Now, we're going to get a lot of these sorts of things coming through. Now, they've got, at the moment, they're at war with the we're at war with the Senones, which we sort of saw through there. They're asking for cooperation. We can actually just go across and either agree, reject, or go to war with them. I think I've got nothing to lose. They're miles away from where I want to be, so I'm going to agree and just start to sort of get into the cooperation. So we now have an answer where we've agreed to the cooperation that they've actually put forward to us. So we can do the same thing with other factions as well. Okay, we've now started regressing. Despite the plans developed by the leader of the Optimes party, Rome has civilized is regressing. We're in the aged here reach. So we've gone backwards with our culture and decadence. So we need to actually fix this one up. One thing we haven't looked at as well was to see where we actually are. And this is quite cool. What they've done through here is you can see exactly what you're going to either progress or regress into. So at the moment, we're a current government is just a republic, and we have no bonuses or negatives at this point in time. If we keep where we are, we're going to end up regressing back to an old age republic. So an old republic, where at the moment we're a stable republic. And if we go back to this one, we then end up with 50% status age reduction, old age. We get things like we get loyalty penalties, infrastructure penalties, etc., etc. This now really does sort of show what's going on. So if I click on that one, if we click back this way, the old republic can then regress back to a decadent republic, where decadence then sort of gives us even more penalties, and then from there it will then go back to a stable republic, but with civil war. So after you get your decadence, you then sort of regress back to still being a stable republic, but essentially a really fragmented empire. So you don't want to be doing that. You want to be sort of going back through from the stable republic. If you can, you want to become a glorious nation. So this will give you loyalty bonuses, all sorts of other bonuses, if you can actually progress. This is why when you're playing the long game, really managing your progress or decadence, the culture essentially of your forces is really important, and we do need to actually look at that. So progress and decadence back in through here. You can see we've got a ratio of 1.5, which is nowhere near good enough. So what we're going to do is we're going to reshuffle a few of our men around, a few of what we actually have. And you can see that we've actually got our people are made up of a couple of slaves. Now, this is inside the food. We're getting plus 19 food. I'm going to grab 3 of these guys and move them down into culture, and I should have done that right from the start. I'm still getting plus 2 food, so I've still got a little bit of growth in through that one. The building is still progressing quite well back and through here. This, by the way, has nothing to do with this slot back over here. This really has everything to do with what we're sort of seeing with food, infrastructure, the money and the culture. Now, the money at the moment, we're getting plus 12. I think I'm thinking I'll keep this guy here. I could actually move him down. We lose 7 by moving him down this way, but we do then gain even more culture. So culture is going to be very important. The way that culture also works is that you end up having it sort of, I guess, spread out over, I think it's 10 or 20 turns. It's sort of like a slow burn. So if you make massive changes to your culture, you're not going to rocket to the top of that list. You will at the start of the game, but not at the end of the game. So, hopefully we'll be able to do enough to correct what happened last time. We'll sort of see what actually happens. Our money is going backwards here. We're getting plus 5. I think I'm going to move that fellow back into there, and we're still getting plus 20. I might just move even another one of these back into the money. Getting another plus 6 there. Gives us plus 19. So managing what you have is actually not too bad. Like you can sort of micromanage this a little bit. When you start to pick up the provinces, you can then do this much, much easier. You can sort of do it globally almost. Now we actually have a Hellenic citizen back in through here. Removing that one will give us minus 3. Let's just pop it down to there anyway. And then moving an Italic citizen, which is of course our native ethnicities, we then get plus 5. So I'll move that one down as well. You can see there the food is still okay at plus 9. I could even just grab another one of these. Minus 6 and just grab it down into there as well. So we get even more culture. I really want to be on top of that aspect. Then, of course, we'll just go to Tiberius. Now, we're getting a lot of infrastructure in through here, which is going to allow us to build fairly quickly. If I just move this one down there, that's still coming in too, so that's really not a problem. We're getting heaps of food in through here as well. The money is, I'm thinking I might just boost the money a little bit, just spread it out a little bit. There we go, that'll do. Now we can see over through here the Senones have actually now got a like a bit of an army. They've got 9 units. We've got 11, plus we've got the 2 that have now moved into here. I'm just going to move them across. I'm going to move these guys, or the 1 unit that we have there, across as well. And we're just going to move all of them inside this location. And then we'll go after the Senones with a fairly large army. I'll talk a little bit about the battle system, but we won't be going into Field of Glory 2 to play this. By the way, there is actually a tournament if you're interested. If you've got Field of Glory 2, you don't need any of the DLC packs, but there is a tournament coming up in about a week's time on the 2nd of March. So just look out for that one if you are interested in playing that one. I think it's sort of pretty much open to anybody that's got the base game. All right. So yeah, she focuses then just sort of saying the culture influence on decadence has some inertia, as you can guess. You can just shuffle people every turn and fix you can't just shuffle people every turn and fix the problem instantly. It is a slow burn. You've got to basically push those people into culture and pretty much keep them there for a long period of time. Of course, the other side is that if you end up in a bit of an emergency and you've had a lot of people in culture, it will then protect you a little bit as well if you've sort of really been sort of focusing on that one. All right, so we've got everyone moved. Let's just end our turn here. Actually, we've got a few little things. We've got we were raided by Samniums, the Samnites back over this side, but they were easily repelled. And then we've got the general is now available to serve Rome, which has got a 0-0 general, which we're not really interested in. So let's just end our turn here. By the way, the game is I'm only playing this game on balanced mode. I'm not actually playing this on anything sort of too hard, because the game is actually quite a complex game. Here we go. We've actually now moved back out of the negatives and back into the positives. So at the start of the game, you can actually affect this one fairly wildly, and then this one will keep on accelerating with what we've actually done. But we've now managed to drag ourselves back out of the bottom. The bottom third is where you end up getting these decadence tokens. So you can see here the Antagonists have actually got a couple of progress tokens, but they are in the area where they've got a chance to actually then pick up these aging tokens. So a lot of these we'll sort of see if they stay in here will end up regressing back. So we definitely want to be sort of coming up. Carthage is actually very close to becoming a glorious republic if it can get into this top rung, or if it can take over the objectives. And we will be wanting to take over our first objective this coming turn. So it seems Rome and Sardis are cooperating with each other on several levels. That's great. And so we can now start, you can see through here, we can now start to actually get even more interaction with the diplomacy. We don't need to do anything. We can break the cooperation. We can go to war with them. We can ask them for an alliance. And the game does give you a lot of information, just, like the base acceptance chances, and even going through the final alliance chance of 10%. So it's really not a good, we don't have a really good way of sort of trying to sort of get an alliance at this point in time to become a client state. It's not going to accept that. Declare war to offer a gift if we wanted to. I'm not going to give them money at this stage. Insulting the emissary. In most extreme cases, kill one or two of their envoys. The end result will be the same. This will anger them and please their enemies. Actually, you've got a few of these sort of things where this is how you can impact the friend of your friends, then the enemies of your enemies, essentially. You can sort of just do things by offering gifts or insulting to sort of end up getting a bit of a tricky sort of diplomatic situation occurring. Now, we'll just go back to the province ownership. We've now got 3 different armies back in through this side. So we've got our main army down this way. I'm just going to go across to this one here. And we're going to now just go and transfer. We're going to merge this one with the first. Actually, I always get this one. Yep, that one's okay. We'll just go back. Oops, I did that one wrong. Damn it! I always do this. I end up screwing this up, and we want to get Anabaris again, get him back in there. But we're now going to take a bit of a. I did it the wrong way around. I never knew I was going to do that. Now we've got 15 units in through here. I think we'll still be okay going back in. I could try to rush forward and do both. If I do it, I could screw the game up right from the very, very start. If I miss this this attack, if I screw this one up, I think I will, because I've got such almost like a blitzkrieg type general in charge of the legions. I think I will do this. I've now got a heap of these velites, which will actually help me a little bit. I think I'm going to be okay. So let's just go across. And what this will do is it will go past here and into here. I can just sort of, if I just grab my forces, I can right-click to move to there, and then I can just do another right-click into there. And so we're going to actually, in one turn, fight and then fight. But this one we're fighting in marshland. This one we're out in the open plain. Now, you'll see that there's other sorts of things as well. Like there's going to be frontages. We can't see that just yet, actually, with what we're sort of seeing through here. We'll see it as we come into the battle system, but we want to be outnumbering the forces if we can, depending on the frontage of where we're going into. The plain will actually have an open frontage, but the marsh will have a narrow frontage. And this is where our legions are probably going to struggle a little bit. Anyway, so let's just go across, and hopefully we can wipe out the Senones in one turn. So it's always risky doing that. And I won't be save scumming either, so that is a bit of a problem. So Highland Guru is saying, don't, it's a bad move. So saying, go to the southeast. You think I should go here and then down this way? All right, let's do that. Let's just go and do this one. I'll follow the advice. Now that one is going into there. And then we'll go down into Italia Superior. All right, we'll try this one, see how we go. So it's going to then move us into another area, which is hills, which is still okay for our guys. It's only mountains that are going to be a problem for our legions. Okay, so we'll give that one a go and see how we go with this one. Yeah, so the swamp is always a bit of a problem doing that one. You can see we can even go back from there back into here again if we had any concerns. Or I could even continue on going down this way, but I'm just concerned that my forces will then be fairly tired after they've done that one. You can see that there's actually, we'll defend with approximately 8 units, and we've got like 13 or 15 units in through this group. They've got 12 that they'll be defending with initially in through here. So let's just see how we go. I might come back, if I right-click there, no, I don't think there's an easy way. I thought there was a way of like control clicking to go back. Yeah, I think I'm going back now. I'm going in here, back to there, back to there. Yeah, I am. I've just did a control right click to move back there again. So our legions are going to be sort of zipping around all over the place. Nothing else for us to really do at this point in time, so we'll end our turn and see how we go. We'll fight the battle. Yeah, this game is just the abstraction of everything in this. Oh, here we go. Geez, we've got actually a fair few units we're going to have to fight through this one. They've got 16 units. They do have a defender, like a defensive 1 general in charge against our offensive 2. This is going to be quite important. We do have a combat power of 70. We should be okay, but we'll view the battle. Now, this is where if I was playing it or recording it like on YouTube, doing a series, I'd probably then actually export this one out to Field of Glory 2, but we've only got limited time, so we've only got an hour and a half left, so we're just going to go across and view the battle. I'll explain in detail how the battle system works. Again, it's been abstracted, but it's really, really cool the way that everything sort of does work with the game. So you can see we've got a pretty wide frontage of, actually, how wide is it? This is actually very, very wide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 through the width through here. So we can actually have even more than what we've got. Although we've got Velites back out through that side. I guess they're just sort of fanning out. They're going to struggle against this. This one may not be as effective as I thought it was going to be. I'll turn off the continuous play and then we'll just talk a little bit about what's going on here. So at the start of the battle, we're going to have different sorts of units. This is the ranged phase. And so the ranged phase is anything with a yellow square underneath it is going to then get a ranged attack against the enemy. You can see that they've got sort of like support units at the back that get an attack, and then anything with a circle with a cross through it is then going to end up being attacked from the other side, and it's just sort of like randomly chosen. And so what we want to be doing is we want to try to get rid of their effectiveness in this ranged phase. So let's just go across. Play that one out. So a few of these are exhausted, a few tired. We had a problem down here. We're going to lose a few of these fights, but we will win a few of them as well. Our forces in the middle, the 2 legions that we have, now there should be, yeah, we've got more legions on the outside. We've got the LA back in through here as well. It's interesting that the LA were placed there. That's interesting. Yeah, we'll see how we go. So let's just go across. Now it's going to be played out in a series of battles across the frontage. So if we just go across and play. So this first legion has got a support group down through here with the Velites. This is why the Velites are so useful against a heavy infantry back over the other side. And we can sort of see that the hits and effectiveness are the same for both of these, 3 and 2. We can see that this one here has got a combat rating of 6. This one has a combat rating of 4. So our legions are already better quality than what they have. So this is just sort of how the game sort of abstracts the quality of everything. We've got a support bonus of 2. They've got a support bonus of 2 as well because of the Urban Militia coming in behind it. So if we have a bit of a look at this one, we've got 4 combat rating, -1 from Relentless. The Relentless, actually, this is actually this guy here with Relentless. Defense penalty for the entire stack back over this side. So, okay, this actually works in our favour back over this way. So they end up, I didn't realise that that's how Relentless worked. I was sort of thinking if we got attacked, but this is a really, really great general. He's actually applying a -1 automatically across to the actual combat rating. So here's the total combat rating for these guys is 4, the basic of 4, the 2 support bonuses coming from the Urban Militia, and then the -1 coming from our general, sort of, I guess through just superior generalship, gives them only 5. Whereas what we have is we've got a combat rating of 6 plus the 2 coming in from the Velites behind that one, which gives us a combat rating of 8. So we've already 3 ahead of where they need to go. Now no matter what, you always get to throw 1 dice. So you've got one die can be thrown, and then depending on what if we're the attacker, so we're the attacking group, we then get to add in 2 more die rolls in through here because of our general, whereas they only have 1 defensive in through this side. So we're already doing fairly well here. So it's going to be very difficult for them to outperform what we have. So we'll just go across and play. Now you'll see that what happens here, it's a start. Fortunately, they did outperform us. They rolled double 10s. Okay, well the RNG gods owe us a big favour for the rest of this battle. So what's actually happened there is that you choose whichever is the highest roll. Now They rolled 2 lots of 10s, which, as I say, the RNG gods owe us big time now. That's as high as you can get. We only rolled a 7, which means that we both ended up with the same number. So it's the highest roll plus this gives you the number here. Both were 15, and we saw there that we both lost a hit down the bottom through here and also one effectiveness. So often it's actually worse to have a result like this than it is to actually end up with a result where you actually take 1 damage. If you take 1 damage, you only lose 1 hit, but they don't lose anything. So anyway, that's where we go. So it's a very simple system that in this case, the enemy fought extremely well. Now we're going up against another group with a combat rating of 3, with a support bonus of 2 against our guy with a combat rating of 4 with a support bonus of 2. So it's going to be 4 versus 6 for the next one, I think. Just go and click across. Yep, so here we go, 6 versus 4. And this time we do get a bonus of 2. Now, because we've got a difference of 2, we then do 2 damage. So we actually get rid of 2 of their aspects in through here. We had already been hit once with the archery from the other side. So this is actually now a win for us. We'll go to the next one. This one here, we're going to have a combat rating of 6 versus a combat rating of 3. Now, they're also relentless and exhausted with they're exhausted, which means that their abilities to fight will be sort of diminished. You can see there that they've got no effectiveness left. And so this one means that they even lose even more. So they get a -1 from exhausted, which just leaves them with 1, and we've got 6. So it's going to be very hard for them to win this particular fight. There we go, 14 versus 3. So the RNG gods have actually smiled on us. And because of such a big difference, we then just rattle through them and destroy them completely. The next one here could be a little bit tricky. We've only got a combat rating of 2 versus a combat rating of 2 ultimately with the relentless. And this one, just got to hope again that the RNG gods smile, and they didn't. It's a stalemate between both of them. Now, these are both don't have very much effectiveness or hits, so we're down to now half our points. Now we've got Velites, which only have a combat rating of 2 against an exhausted, luckily, warrior unit back over through here, so hopefully they'll be okay. We've got a slight advantage simply because of what the archery did. Here we go. Velites did well. They just destroyed them. And then we have, looks like they've got cavalry, and then we've only got light cavalry down through here. So we've got a combat rating of 1. Usually your light cavalry, you don't want to have fighting like this. So this is going to be fairly even as well. So 1 versus 1, and we do get the benefit there. And we did the damage, but they actually have more hits than our light cavalry. So we didn't take anything other than through the archery. That's all good. That's half of it done. Now we've already got a big advantage in what we've been able to do as far as the battle is concerned. So there's a very good chance we're going to get the enemy to run after this. If we can just keep on sort of rolling through. Now this is going to be another one where it should be we should be okay here. We've got a difference of 2. This is their heavy infantry against our legions. Yep, there we go. Big changes, and we've smashed through that one. So that's a good one. This one here, 4 versus 4. This one could be tricky. No, we've still got the advantage. You can see through there, we've just destroyed a little bit of their effectiveness and hit points because of the difference of 2. By the way, if the enemy runs out of effectiveness and you've got because it'll first of all take the hit from effectiveness, then hit points, effectiveness, hit points. If there is no effectiveness left, it just ignores that particular part of the roll. This is a 6-1. This is going to be a big advantage to us. And so we smashed through that one, no problem at all. So that was a 2-3 hit. This one here we're actually in a bit of trouble with. A little bit of trouble. Yep. Now, because our guy is a skirmisher, he gets to sort of just shade the results slightly. And so in this case, we actually just lost effectiveness but didn't lose the hit point, which was lucky. Next one will be also a little bit tricky for us. They've got extra hit points, but they have lost 1 effectiveness. Oh, wow, that was a great roll. Gee, the RNG gods did smile after that first attack. And then we've got the last one is just our light cavalry again. So I think is it their light cavalry as well? Yeah. So we've got a slight advantage in through here. Now they applied skirmisher, which sort of did remove a little bit of our effectiveness. After this battle, this was actually ended up being a good result for us. So we'll just go across and play this one out. And so we now get a pursuit because of the amount of damage that we had done to them. I forget what it is. I think you need to have 3 more. I forget exactly how it does work. Where, like, if you've got a difference of 3 or more, I think in wins to losses as far as these individual combats are concerned, you then get a pursuit, which will then allow us to then chase their army from the field. So we'll play this one out. We hopefully want to kill off a few more of these. We didn't kill too many more. We killed a little bit over through here. Some of the others are going to escape. Now they're going to escape back into the marshlands. So I'll play this one through. Unfortunately, we took a little bit of damage on our forces, but we're now going to be fighting in the hills next, which will then be a little bit different. So that was still a good result for us. Got a few tired units, including one of the legions. So we've got the cavalry is now tired. One of the velites is tired. The light cavalry is tired. But we should now be going into a smaller section for the next fight. We destroyed a fairly big portion of their army. We didn't lose any of ours, which is good. And a lot of theirs are absolutely exhausted. So if we had have chased them back into the marsh, it would have been a very narrow frontage, and our forces would have still fought okay. But they're still, even just like, it doesn't take much to defend well in the marshes. So anyway, we won the battle. The turns are still progressing. I'll just get rid of that one. So we'll now we've got another battle in through here. They didn't actually run from the terrain. So we've got 15 units versus 2 units. We'll just view the battle. This one will be very, very one-sided. So we can see that we've still got now just got these 2 that are defending the province against our massive army. Now we should be able to smash through these. Their hits and effectiveness are still full. Let's just go and start the battle. So the ranged, they don't have any ranged units, so all of ours are just going to be absolutely smashing these. They should be exhausted. Oh, actually, this one didn't take any hits, but this one here is completely exhausted, meaning it's got no effectiveness whatsoever. Just play this one out. And so this one here, we've got an 8-4 change in through this side. This one's still got everything. It's so surprising after that being so one-sided. Yeah, 18-2. So we smashed through that one. And then the next one over through here. This is an 2-8. Like, we've got a big, massive advantage through this side as well. So even though it rolled bigger, we still just have much superior combat for fighting in through this side. All right, play. We won the battle. We destroyed them completely. So the game is played. It's essentially a WeGo system when you actually end your turn. So when we let go of this one, you'll see that the progress is now sending us back down. We're doing the march down this side. We've got 11 units down through here with a combat power of 24, which isn't that great. The frontage is only 8 through here with the hill terrain. So we're going to be a little bit tighter, which means that our velites can actually now sit in behind that second rung to a degree and actually give support to the different units. They've got 11, so it means that they're still going to have a few units that can support them. But we're going to have almost all of our units with an extra support unit behind them. This is where the support units can sort of really help a lot. So we'll view this battle. This is against Italic Independence. And so you see that we have a slight advantage on the outside, actually, with the way that the game has been set up here. We do actually have light cavalry and other cavalry on the flanks. This looks different, actually. It looks different from the last time I played it. I always thought that it would fan all the way out. Anyway, we've got support units in behind all these other units as well. In fact, yeah, the velites, they'll move backwards behind our actual legions. So we've got the same number of velites as we actually have mediums and heavies, which will then sort of work in fairly well. So we'll just go across to the actual battle. You can see they've only got 3 units that can actually, 4 units, one in through here as well. They've got skirmishers and then just urban militia, whereas we've got a massive number of units that can then sort of throw their javelins. Okay, we've exhausted most of their front line except for this Italian foot, the provincial attacking through here, which actually has... Now, these guys have actually got a different way of attacking. The hills do give them a terrain defense bonus. So defending in the hills like this does give them a bit of an advantage. And that's going to sort of then just counteract... Actually, these guys are exhausted, but that's not going to worry us because they're just going to be used for flanking anyway. So we'll play this one. So these are 6 and 6. We can see through here it's got a 3 combat rating versus our 6 combat rating. Now, I don't know why we're not getting the... the extra down the back there. Not sure why we don't get the support from that one behind. This one's already slightly tired. It's a 6 versus 6, but there is no commander, so we've actually got 2 extra rolls all the way through this one. Okay, so we'll just go across, and yep, we actually suffered badly there, and they destroyed one of our legions. That's a big problem for us. So they're Italian foot. Now, they're not going to win pretty much anything else, I don't think. The rest of their forces won't be anywhere near as strong as ours. We're not getting what we had there as well with the bonuses from this commander. Exhausted. Yeah, we're getting support bonuses in through here. We've got a slight advantage. Why is he not showing the relentless? I'm not sure. Not sure why that's actually happening. Anyway, it should now become fairly one-sided. But yeah, losing a legion is not a good thing. And what we have through here is we actually now have a cavalry versus urban militia. So we're actually now flanking around the outside. This is new, actually. I haven't seen it do this before. It would only ever do if it was on the same line. So we'll just have a quick look. And so this is actually like a flanking charge. We saw there, yeah, +3 from flanking. Because this actually is new. This looks good, actually. Looks a bit more sort of fleshed out. Got a difference of 2 here. Now it's going to be once again yeah, we've got a massive roll there. Smash through that one. Yeah, once again, just because we're rolling more dice to roll, we can sort of do this fight a little bit more effectively. That one as well. Even though it won the actual dice roll, but we've just got the advantage back through this side. Now we will actually have the next one will be another flanking attack. And so this one will be attacking this guy as a +2 with flanking. It's got a 4-3, but it won't really fight that effectively. It doesn't get the second roll. So we get the roll here because we're flanking it. So we've now smashed through that one. It means we're going to be able to pursue these. Actually, that was a good call, not going into the marsh. So thank you, Highland New, for that one. Actually, I was calling you Highland Guru before. It's I've got my glasses on, but it's I'm normally asleep at this time, so I'm sort of I'm missing a few things. All right, so there we go. Now we did lose that legion, which I really would have liked to have not had that happen. So we've picked up two areas in one turn. Now that's going to also impact our decadence. Let's just get rid of this one. We can see through there. Unfortunately, we lost our legion back up this side, which is not good. And now we're moving back into here again, just to mask off what's going to be coming back through the Senones. So that one worked in fairly well. We got one of our objectives, so we actually do pick up a progress token. We are moving up the rung. There's the top rung through there. Pontus is at the bottom end at position number 26. We're at 37, so we're slowly sort of moving up that top area. Now, where's the others gone? Where's Carthage? Carthage was down near us. Now they're going to be a problem. There they go. They're now a glorious republic, so they've actually just upgraded. So they are slipping backwards down through the list, though, but they've actually now got a big advantage. So ultimately, we're going to have to be a little bit careful of Carthage. So they've actually now gone to glorious status. Is that the only one that's gone glorious? I'm just going to have a quick skim through. Got an old monarchy here, Sparta. Glorious monarchy, the Antigonus. And yeah, we saw that one from the start of the game. It's already going backwards. Actually, no, it's still got the same 2 that it started with. Yeah, so there's a couple of... Carthage is now sort of going to be hitting its own... It's going to be doing very, very well for a little while. We're now coming rank 17, just in the legacy. We'll leave that one where that is. And what do we got? It's a great victory. We've gained Picenum, which was the seat of power of the Senones. The treasury has been plundered, though not everything was taken. So we've got 186 money gained from that one, which just gives us a nice little bonus in through this side. Our manpower generation is pretty good. We've still got the metal production is good as well. And so, anyway, we've got that one. Next one, our armies marched in Picenum and conquered the region from the Senones. Yep, that one's good. The leader of the Optimus parties is satisfied. Objective region Picenum has been conquered by the armies of Rome. +1 progress token. That's how we got the token. The Optimist Party is gaining support in the Senate, currently very strong, or just currently strong. I won't go through too much about what's going through this side with what we're actually doing through the different parties. This is, or should I? I'm just trying to think of the best way of trying to show the game off, where we can still actually get a little bit of the diplomacy happening as well. What we might even do, just for the sake of actually using the diplomacy, maybe go and talk to the Etruscans, try to get them on side. Pixel is saying Carthage must be destroyed. Okay, so we've got modifiers, decisions. We've got a few decisions we can make. Corn law, which I don't think I'll worry about any of these. Actually, I won't worry about those as such. The party that we have in through here, this our leader at the moment, or the consul at the moment, is benevolent. So this is the Optimist Party, and so this party is attached to the development of the realm and the people who live there. So we get a food bonus of 8% and a health bonus of 5%. So they're not. This isn't a great leader to have for most of the things in the game, but it's not negative either. You can actually get some terrible leaders, and again, this is randomly chosen at the start of the game. The objectives, we've got our base areas in through here. We've got Eryx, owned by Carthage, Paetus. Yeah, these are different things. Okay, yeah, no, that's okay. I'll leave them where they are. Nation traits. You can see different sorts of things. We get military expertise of 4.2. I won't go through this. I'm just thinking I'm going to get too tied up explaining just like I guess all the minutiae, I guess, of the actual game. But there's an amazing amount that is actually abstracted in the game, and it's all exposed as well. So you can actually sort of see all the little tool tips that it gives you. It really does sort of go everywhere, sort of showing everything right off. Now we've also got so the artness in through here has been added to our nation, and we've also got the Optimist Party tasked with the armies of Rome to conquer Elictrium, the new objective way over here, which is going to be a little bit too hard for us. So the Senones have not moved off at all. Let's have a look at our forces in through here. We've only got the 3. We've got a couple of tired units, so we may just sort of stay here for a turn. One thing you don't want to do in this game is just assume that you can sort of ruffle stomp through and do well. You don't want to be getting too much territory because it's going to lead to even more decadence. So you don't want to grow too fast. That's quite important in this game. I think what we'll do is we'll go back to Rome and we'll just go across. Oh, here we go. We actually now have enough. If we have a look back at the provinces, provinces overlay, and just sort of zoom back. So Italia Superior, if I can zoom back out enough so we can sort of see the colours. Italia Inferior is these factions, these areas back in through here. You control those. You've got Italia Inferior. Italia Superior does give us, with this extra one, we've now got more than half. So really all that's left in Italia Superior is what the Etruscans actually have. So we can create the province because of what we actually have in through here. So we'll go across and do that one. We'll just go to the ownership again. And so back at Rome, we can then create the province. So next turn, we're then going to have Italia Superior based on what we've taken across through here. That was a very good call, actually. Thank you to go after Artnus or Turnus. Right, Rome, back in through this side. We've still got one more turn before that will build anything. Back over through here, they are trying to build a shepherd house. It's going to take them a little while to do this. We also have a theatre, which is going to give us, can be upgraded to an amphitheatre. That's going to be okay, actually. And then we've got an abandoned palace, which does give decadence across into here as well. A lost grandeur, because that was the old capital of the Senones. They've got an anchorage, which is quite useful. They've got a mercenary recruitment centre, public works, and a ranch, which is good. That's how we're getting the cattle. Down through this side, all we've got is a ranch and brickworks. And they are building a hemp field here. So this was stuff that was being built previously. Now we can see through here that this one is the food is stabilised. I can send the food if I've got extra food from neighbouring provinces. I can move things around a little bit to sort of get more food. So I can actually take a -2 from there, put a +1 into there. So our food goes backwards slightly. But actually it does improve that one fairly dramatically. The shepherd house. Maybe I'll do that just try to get that one built up. Over time, this will then sort of kick in and they'll sort of accept us a little bit more than what's actually happening in through here. The loyalty and revolt risk. Yeah, so there's the revolt risk is 4%, but the final loyalty is fairly low. This one over through here is not too bad, but it will improve it slowly over time. And again, we've just got italic citizens back in through here that are working on the infrastructure, getting +1 food. I'll leave that one where that is. I'll just leave these armies. I'll just leave them where they are just for the turn, and we'll end our turn here. So Pocus is saying Picenum has a lot of negative modifiers. That's why production is almost 0. We'll have a look at that maybe after this turn is processed. Yeah, so we've actually dropped. You can see we've actually dropped a lot, and that's because we took over 2 provinces. So we just have to be a little bit careful in through here. Now, where's our good friends, the Carthage? Still a glorious republic. At least it's back down there. So we just have to sort of hold on for a little bit longer. Okay, so we've got a few different things happening through here. So Latinum, like Rome, was raided by Samnium, but the defense repelled easily the invaders. And the governor of Picenum has no choice but to crucify a few religious agitators. All right. So if we have a look at this, we've now got the province. This is now where we can have a very quick look at what's going on throughout the actual province itself. You can see through here Picenum. Actually, here we go. It's this will then show us all the negatives that are actually happening in through here, as well as for Artnus as well. So we can sort of see exactly what's going on with these. The this one here, we've got food +4 per turn. We've got the actually we've got under pacification and has been raided. So that one's been raided. Over through here, we've got epidemics outburst, just conquered, religious trouble, and occupied. So there's a few negatives that are going on through this one. If we have a look at this actual province, we can see exactly what this does. So the epidemics, so this region is affected by an epidemics outburst, and the health of the population is seriously degraded. And so this we've got a loyalty penalty of 10, a health penalty of 25%, manpower penalty of 50%, and for a duration of 1 more turn. So that's the epidemics. We've got just conquered, and so this one we have a loyalty penalty of 40, food penalty of 50, etc., etc. So you can see there it actually really does become quite a problem. Religious trouble. This region is affected by religious troubles, which result in lower loyalty and commerce, so even more loyalty problems in through there. Occupied. So this region is under control of a nation hostile to the legitimate owner of the region. It might be legally acquired in a peaceful negotiation. So we're going to leave that one there. I could actually try to sue for peace with the Senones. You can see we've actually got another objective back over there, which we can go for with them. They've only got 6. There'll be more than that, though, so let's have a look and see. We've now got these all nicely healed up. The frontage in through here, if we just go to movement, I think we can see it there a bit more easily. Actually, not really. I'll just go back to ownership. I'm sort of tempted to go and destroy them now. Now, we're not going to have it all our own way with this next fight, even though there's only got 6 in there. Just see if we can actually do some damage there. Back up through this side, we've got... if we just go back into these again, we can see that we've got 3 slots now open at Artnus, so we can actually just go straight into there and sort of hand pick what we want. There's a stone cutter. It's going to give us... we don't actually have any marble, so that's of no real use. Clear water is actually something that doesn't cost you any infrastructure, so it's actually something that's worth actually looking at. It does give you nice health bonuses, and so this is a good one to get sort of fairly early on. It can also get flax as well. This can also already be imported from Venetia. I'll go for the clear water. There's nothing else through here that's going to really be any better than that. Particularly with these sort of smaller provinces, the water could be just a good fallback, just to get them when they become available. This one's still actually building. We've now finished the build queue in through here. So we've now got the wood cutting. So we've now got lumber, which is available to all of the surrounding forces. So we'll just go across into this one. We've now got the shepherd house. Produces wool. Can already be imported from Umbria. Gives us extra food. It's not great. Health 6, manpower 2, health bonuses, a clay pit. The health goes down in this instance if we actually go with this one, at this particular province. But we do get infrastructure going up. Produces stone. Maybe that one wouldn't be too bad. We've got armourer. I don't think I'll worry too much about that one. Actually, we're getting all the bonuses there. We've got iron. It's just the money goes backwards. Yeah, trading required for leather. Yeah, it's going to give us a lot of equipment. I don't really need it. The furnace again. Yeah, so Etruria, we can trade the iron with the furnace. Yeah, I'll go the furnace, I think. Grab that one in the middle there. Okay, Rome itself has also now got another building that we can then do. So when we get to like groups of buildings, like we've got the 4 there and the 4 there, that does give us advantages, but we've got an orchard through there which will give us just extra food. Food in through here is actually, we're doing fairly well with the food. We can get the water here again. This would be a good fallback position. The archery, the fair. Okay, we get a lot of money from this one. But we don't have olive oil, leather or salt. So we won't worry too much about that one. The monument can give us good culture, but we then suffer a little bit with decadence. I think I'm just going to go water. It's an easy one to get. It's just one turn to grab that one. So we'll grab that one. And then down this way as well. We've just got the ranch. Get more water here, I think. Produces cattle. We can already import those. The charcoal pile needs lumber. Can be imported from Tiberias now that we've got that one built. Produces coal. Can already be imported from Sardinia. So Sardinia and Cyrenaica are a fair distance away. Getting the coal actually could be a good one for us. Having that nice and close. I think I might even grab that, just so we actually get coal straight away. And get a major harbour as well. Needs hemp. We import that from Arsinoe, which does cost us 4 money. And then finally the cult site. Look, I'll go with the coal, I think. I'll get the charcoal pile. The one thing I can also do with my provinces, I can actually tell them what to build. I can actually set them so that I don't have to think too much about it. So as the game becomes more involved in the latter part of the game, you can actually automate your provinces very, very easily. So the game sort of really does look after you in this capacity. Like where you're going to be focusing your actual, like you can have provinces just purely focused on food production, for example. And it'll still balance things out, but it'll just push things that way. But I'll just keep on micromanaging at this point in time. Let's go and talk to the Etruscans, I think. We'll just go to diplomacy. And these guys are, we're at war with the Senones. That's okay. We've got poor military. Alliance, they're not going to do it. Negative 12% cooperation. Actually, there's a 23% chance, there's an 8% chance of having an alliance. There's a 23% chance of asking for cooperation. Client state 0%, make peace with, declare war to, offer a gift. Estimated, it's still not something I really want to be doing. Insult, no, we don't want to do that one. Propose a transaction. So we can actually go and do things, for example, like we can give metal and get money or whatever else it might actually be. So if we actually, for example, if we gave a little bit of money, if we gave, say, 2 of the bargaining points worth of money, so we just go and grab that one, it's going to get, 5 bargaining points worth, I can then actually ask for other sorts of things in from here. So we can actually then go and, if we go to cooperation, that was not going to cost anything. Metal. So I can do this sort of stuff and actually then end up, you can see there the transaction chance is only 5%. Just move that one out, we'll just cancel that one. Actually, that's not going to do it there. Anyway, I won't worry about this, but it's quite involved now with the actual diplomacy. So the game has been changing and improving enormously. It's funny because I hadn't noticed that change in the battles before, and I'm sort of now wanting to sort of play with that a bit more and see how we go. Request has not been sent. Discard changes. Yeah, we're just going to go and I'm just going to click on OK. So I won't actually, I might just ask them for cooperation. We do like each other. So we'll just ask them for, it's only a 23%. So I'm just going to go and ask them for that one. So, no requests. I think we've got that one. I always get confused. Yeah, this is actually, so we've asked them for cooperation. I can cancel it if I click on this one, but that's actually what we've asked them this particular turn. There may be others that we could actually ask for as well, like Syracuse. Maybe we do this one just so we can actually sort of see, like they don't think anything negatively of us at this point in time. So we could even ask them for cooperation. Only 12% there, but we'll still do it anyway. So we'll just go across and actually sort of just see if they want to be friendly. All right, let's end our turn again. Now we're going to be fighting the Marsh. They just got a new unit in there as well. So we have 14 against their 11. So they've only got a combat power of 22, but this has only got a frontage of 5. Plus we have the negatives of fighting in the swamps. And so we'll just view the battle. So you can see it's very much a very closed little group that they actually have in through here. This is not going to be all that easy. They have a terrain defense of 2, so we'll see how we go. So we've got the ranged phase in through there. They've got 5 units that can actually do ranged. We've got what's that? 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, luckily, they didn't actually do any real damage to us. We did exhaust one of the ones in the middle here. This battle is going to be a little bit more tricky. So it's 6 versus 6. We do have 1 extra roll. Relentless is now kicking back in. They do have the +2 terrain defense. We have -2 because we're a legion fighting in the marshes with these. So these 3 are going to be negatives, whereas the LA will actually do reasonably well. So we'll just go and click play. Yep, they've got a slight advantage. Now, all that's going to do is just take one of our effectivenesses away. Now, this one we should do okay. Yep, we destroyed them actually, which is good. Okay, this next one is going to be, 6-0. So this is actually great against these war chariots. These are still injured from the previous battles. Actually, no, yeah, it would have had to have been, because the archery only affects the readiness or the effectiveness. Both rolled really, really high on that one. Okay, this one here we should do okay. Yep. All we did was just take a little bit of damage. They've still got 1 hit point left there. And then this one here is 6 versus 6, but we do have the extra roll. There we go. Wow, we smashed it. Absolutely smashed it. That'll be enough then to chase them away from here. Pursuit. And they didn't run from the field. Okay, so they're still sitting here. We won the battle. But we may have to come back in again. So we killed a fairly big portion of their army, and we didn't take any hits to our effectiveness as well, which is actually good. And I forgot to go and get another legion set up. So we'll just get rid of that one. Oh no, we do actually have it. So the Senones have been defeated. Now we're just hovering now in the back end of this area. Just going to keep where we are, though, I think. Oh, Tarentum has declared war upon Rome. Okay, so we've now got another war started down through this side. They've decided that that they don't like us. We actually still have one of the Velites back in through this side. Let's just go back to Rome, and we'll just go. We've got the unit queue. Now, this is I can now get the Italian foot, which is actually which is the provincial unit for Italia Superior. And so this is almost like it's a provincial unit, and it's almost like, allies that can sort of come in and fight. So the Italian foot, if we just left-click for details, right-click for more information. So this is a besieger. It's provincial. It's a infantry unit, so it's just medium infantry. It does cost more each time that we get one of these. It only costs 20 of the equipment, whereas our legions cost 50. And at the moment, actually, we've got a lot in through here. I can grab a few of these. This one's going to cost a lot of manpower. I think what we'll do is we'll go and right-click, or we'll just go and grab one more legion. We can get that one next turn. Let's go and get a couple of provincial foot as well, so we can get them fairly cheaply. They still are besiegers as well, which is actually good. This one's engineering and siege expertise. The legion's back up this way as well. Like that's yeah, the attack. The attack is a lot more than what these guys have. God, do I want to get more of these then in that case? Yeah, look, I will. I don't even have a navy. I haven't really sort of built a navy in any sort of sense. I'll leave the navy out of this. We'll just try to take over this portion of the land as well. So I've got this one in through there. Trade details. Yeah, that's okay. We'll just leave that one where that is. I might even just go and grab a couple more of the Velites from this side. We've got 24. We're getting plus 18. Just get a couple of these. There we go. We can get 2 of those next turn as well. Now, our legions back in through here. We can do public works. So build an in-the-field structure by spending money. Only some units can do this. So our legions, if we have a look at our legions, I don't know if we can hold control for more details. So the legion is heavy infantry. It does actually have... Hang on, if we just hover over this one, engineering and siege expertise. So in the field structures construction at level 1. And so these, we can actually do stuff with this particular group if we wanted to. I could even split this one out and just leave one of the legions behind and then just go to, like the Roman camp, for example, build an in the field structure. Only some units can do this one. So build time 1 turn, cost 150 money. We do have a fair bit of money up there as well. Upkeep 2 infrastructure. Acts as a small fortress and can give some free supply per turn. Can be created by the legion unit in the field. We don't want to disband, of course. So we've got the public works. Staple of early development. Public works will lead to the creation of tracks in the region, providing a moderate movement bonus. The structure costs no building slot. So I might leave that one where that is. What we might just do is split one of these legions back out. So we'll just split this legion and we'll just move it across into here. Oops, hang on. Where are we? And I don't know if I can actually do the public works in there. Yeah, I'll just set it for public works. I think that will work. I think I can queue that up. You know, I've never done this with. I've never used the legions this way, but it would be interesting to sort of give that a bit of a go. Let's move this one across. He can move long distances. We'll move him down into Campania. Got a bit of an army down through this side. I could even go that way. There's only 7 units going to be defending through that one. I've now weakened what we've got through this side. Samnites I'd like to get rid of as well. Look, I think I'll come this way. That way I can just get my forces together. Yeah, let's just go this side. Just march them across. It's great actually having this one with the extra movement. It's sort of really pushing those legions forward in a big, meaningful way. Now with the with Rome, yeah, let's get 2 legions. So that way we can sort of take on Tarentum. Yeah, these guys, I don't think they're going to sort of push too hard against us. Okay, let's continue on. So we've got it was a great victory. We gained Aemilia, which was the seat of power of the Senones. The treasury has been plundered, so we've got another 151 money. And then we've got our armies marched into Aemilia and conquered the region from the Senones. All right, so we've got that one done. We'll just keep on moving down, getting nice infrastructure now, sort of building in through this side. So we'll come back to Paestum. I do want to build this one up. And we'll end our turn there. Again, I've got a funny feeling of there's something else I should have done this turn, but keep on rolling forward. Right, so we're just hovering around in the bottom of the middle of the rung here, which is okay. As long as we don't go negative. Okay, our envoys have returned and told us Syracuse rejected our offer, unfortunately. The Etruscans rejected our offer. We've got Campania was raided by Samnium, and the interlopers were soundly defeated. Aemilia, Rome saw an invasion of the Boii. The local militia was beaten, and some pillaging occurred. So Aemilia back in through up here. Yep. So the Boii, I'm not sure how you pronounce that one, did actually raid across there. Okay, that's a problem. So if we have a look at this, we can then sort of see at this location that if we've been raided, so the loyalty penalty goes down, the food penalty goes down. It just makes it difficult for us. But we'll still just keep on doing what we're doing there, I think, until we can sort of get things actually sort of set up. Now, back in through here, this particular unit, we've now got the basic structures now built. So we've got it's under pacification. There's still religious trouble in through here. So if we just go back to the province again, it's an objective. I'm not sure where it shows the camp that we built. Public Works. Yep, so we get infrastructure of 6 with what we just built there. So our legions can sort of really aid with what we're doing through this side. So we can now just go across. So I think we'll build like a small camp in here as well. So we've got the money to do it. So we'll just go across to more. We'll just build a Roman camp. So this is your build time 1 turn, upkeep is 2 infrastructure, acts as a small fortress and gives some free supply per turn. Done. All right, so we'll go and grab that. As I say, I've never built them in the game, but it's one of the benefits of actually having the Romans. So let's go across. We've got these 4. We're going to move these down into Campania as well, and we're going to go across to this group. I'm just going to merge them back in with the main army. So we've now got a heap of velites ready to go off and start this sort of the wars against Tarentum. But I'll wait until I get these other 2 legions coming in before we actually do anything. Now, the other legions that are here, I've got... you can still build Roman camps. Yeah, I won't worry about that. I just wanted to see what it actually does back over this other side. So anyway, let's leave that where that is, and we'll just get ready. I could attack the Samnites with my forces, but I think I'll just leave it. I think I'll just go after Tarentum. We'll actually subjugate Tarentum, and then we'll sort of just come through and take over the rest of Italia Inferior as well. Now, this is going to impact our decadence once we start this particular operation. Again, I feel like I should have done something. I might just have a quick look back through. Actually, we've got all these open slots. So the Artemis, we want to get building. We've got Stud, Smokehouse. We get food and health for that one. We've got the Wheelmaker. Stables, we get that from Campania. Unlock Cavalry. The coastal market can be a nice good one just to getting... you get the bonus from fish, which we have. I'll grab the fish market. All right, so just quickly go through all of these. That one's still building. Picenum, we'll go with the herbalist. We did actually have some problems here before with health. Flaxfield, Ilia and Venetia. It's okay, it's nice and close. Street Parlour, won't worry about that one so much. I think I'll just go the Wheelmaker at that location. Okay, back in through here, we're building the furnace there. Still can now build back at Rome. Flaxfield. We have to import this from a fair distance away. Again, it would be good. The infrastructure would be good. Military stores. Sorry, we don't want that. Fortune teller. Missing the bonuses there, so it's not really worth it. This one here, the military store, these stores will help speed up and better organise the recruitment of units. But we do need to we've got a missing bonus of equipment from weapons. I think I might wait until I can actually get that one. The herbalist with the health and manpower, I might just go with something simple like this, I think. And back down this way as well. Vineyards, smokehouse. It's cattle, which we'd have to trade for. Clay pit does give us a health negative, which, yeah, probably wouldn't want to be doing that one. Stables, actually, that one unlock cavalry. That's a good fit, actually. So we'll go for that one. Won't look at anything else. Okay, so and back over through here, you've got the fish market. All right, let's end our turn. Then we'll get ready to take on Tarentum. Take on the Greeks. Still processing the turn. Okay, we're going up again. We've gone up +7. That's good. We're sort of missing that bottom rung. And we can now just go and get all of our forces in together. So we've got 4 legions, 2 heavy infantry back in through here, VLA, and then we've just got 2 mediums. I didn't realise that they were heavy. I thought that these were... Oh, they are heavy. Okay, I thought that they were actually just... but they do fight well in closed terrain. Now, I can go straight and try to go into the... and assault the castle, but I think I'll actually just go... There's 2 unbreached walls in through here, and a much bigger one, 3 unbreached walls back over through there. I think what I'll do is I'll just take Italia... Sorry, I'll take Tarentum... through Lusania, Tarentum, like Apulia is back in through there. Let's just go into here, into the province itself, and lay siege to it. Yeah, I want to make sure that I just want to go sort of fairly quietly through here. I could lay siege to that one. I can't see that being such a problem. Let's go back to here. Just shift click back and through this side. Hang on. Control click to there, control click back again. So we can bounce in, grab this one, and then at least go to siege back in through here. So we'll just take both of these provinces. While we've got such a fast-moving general, we'll just do it that way. This one in through here has the Moor can only really... Oh, it's got limes. Cost 750 money. We don't have that sort of money. The limes are long wall is specific to Rome and acts as a decent fortress with a peculiarity. It provides, for better or worse, a very large frontage during assault. It can be created by the legion unit in the field for a large sum of money. Okay, there we go. I guess it's called limes or something like this. Now we can get across back into there in one turn as well. We're going to come late, so let's just go and have that also arrive back in this particular province. So it can catch up with the rest of the armies. And so this will be the first of the actual assaults that we then do. And that will do us, I think. So we'll just end our turn there. I don't think there's anything else we needed to actually have a look at as far as everything else is still being built. Yep, still 4 turns away there. Actually, this one here did finish. Okay, we've got the herbalist, we've got the shepherd house, produces wool. This would be a good one for us to just grab more of these sorts of buildings. Actually, we do have the palisades. These are important. I'll go and grab a palisade. That's going to be great, actually, to get that one. These are still all building. Everything else is still underway. All right, here we go. So end our turn again. So Kamistara saying Limes sounds mathematics. Actually, we bypassed that one completely. We've gone straight across to this one. Combat power of 21 versus our 102 with 20 units. A frontage of 14, so this is actually a big plane. So this is one we actually have. We're going to be around the outside edges of this particular one. We'll just quickly view the battle. This one here, they're not going to have any... Oh, they've got a couple that can actually then fire off ranged attacks, but we've got heaps. And we're going to smash through this one fairly quickly. So we've just got our Italian foot in the middle through here. Our Italian foot, actually that's defending against our LA. They've actually got worse hit points but more readiness. This isn't actually kicking in as far as his what is it, the relentless. Even so, it's just going to be pretty one-sided. I might just put this one on continuous play. It should be very one-sided. Oh, we evaded and we skirmished. Then we came in through the flank, destroyed that one. I don't think we're going to take any real damage here. Yeah, the cavalry, it's quite interesting actually seeing how the cavalry do work. Okay, we won the battle if we destroyed them completely. Alright, done. And we didn't take any hits at all, which is very, very one-sided. And we're now back in through here. We've got the two armies besieging Lusania. We've gone backwards again because we just took over another province. So we're now besieging, and we can sort of see we've got actually a lot of besiegers in our actual army. So if we have a look across, I'm just going to go and merge this one with the main army. I could attack. Look, we've still got 2 of 2 walls. Besieged +6. Siege will be quick. So this will be a fairly fast attack. I'll keep this one where it's going. Taken through here, we've got, we're actually building the herbalist, which is fine. The citizen through here, I'll just go and get them back down back into culture. Just so we try to keep on top of that particular thing. We've actually now got stables have been built back over this side. There's the large walls. These are always good to get. It just means that they're going to have to really besiege you strongly. We've already got solid walls. The large walls will just give us even more resistance. Wood cutting. Actually, the fishery would be good. Missing bonus of money from sales. We don't actually have a sail maker. Yeah, look, I'll go the big walls. Just that's going to give us a lot of protection. You can see that we've actually now got the small walls down through here, the palisades and things, or the the Roman camp has been established by that legion. We'll take over these as well. This will be good for us. The Samnites I would like to go for, but I'll get rid of Tarentum first if we've got time. Usually I like to get rid of Samnites fairly fast because they are a pain in the bum, to put it mildly. So we've got the big walls in through there. This one at Rome, we need to go and get some other things as well. We can get the archery. We've got the orchard. Salt house. Needs salt. Trading required, unfortunately. So no, we don't want to do that one. The clay pit will give us stone. The fishery produces fish. Missing bonus from sales there. The monument. It does give us culture of 6, but a decadence increase of 0.25. Sometimes these are worth it. I think particularly for capitals and things like this. Maybe I'll go and grab that one. This one's really producing a lot. Actually, its infrastructure is very, very high. I may even move another one back down into maybe money, just to get the money under control. We can get a slave market, which does increase our decadence. I don't think I'll do that. I think I'll keep that one out of the way. The quarry will give us stone, but at the cost of health. The salt house, trading required for that one. The stud produces horses. And the tavern. We don't have any money. We do get 14 money from the cattle and from olive oil. Missing bonus from honey and needs wine. Trading required, but can be done from Epidemics. So let's go for that one, I think. We'll do the tavern. Get a loyalty bonus of 4 there as well. So Epidemics actually does have, if we have a look at its trade details, it actually does produce the olive oil that we need, and it's actually got the manufactured trade good of wine there as well. So that's going to be good for us. This is actually a nice little province for us to have gotten hold of. We'll leave that one where that is. Okay, so we've now got another few things. So Epidemics has been added to our nation. We've got a powerful raid occurred in Latium. Samnium engaged and crushed all defenders. Towns and cities are burning. So this is actually why it's such a problem, because we've now been raided. And if I go up, I'm going to have to besiege them as well. I want to get rid of them. Losing support. Okay, we're losing support in the Senate. I don't mind if we lose this particular ruling party, ruling group. There's 3 open slots in Tiberius. So we've got this is Rome. Actually, no, it's not. Tiberius is in the middle there. Right. So we've got weapon depot. This can actually give us. Actually, we still need weapons themselves. Charcoal pile. We can actually get that one across from Campania if we need it. Needs lumber. Produces coal. We're actually already doing that one. I think we'll just get clear water. Just looking at what we've actually got through here. Yeah, let's get the clear water. Just go and grab that one. I think everything else is okay. Yep, that's all fine. Okay, let's end our turn here. Just keep the siege happening. And we'll just wait and see what actually happens. They may try to come and relieve the siege. I think if we can get rid of one of the walls, I'll just go for it. Actually, we're going negative again. So it's all... we're sort of flirting with going backwards down this way. How's our good friends, the Carthaginians, going? Are they back up, are they? Where's Carthage? You can see them down the bottom. Oh, there he is. Okay. Still Glorious Republic. Still haven't taken any slots. Bactria is looking like it's going to be heading towards collapse, as is Illyria. There's a few there that don't look all that healthy. What about some of these? So Mauritania is now a glorious tribal chiefdom. Glorious monarchy for some of these as well. Yeah, Ethiopia is a glorious monarchy. Yeah, so it's just interesting to sort of see what's going on through here. Envoys have arrived. So the Sardi's emissaries have reached us with a proposal for a transaction. Okay, so let's see how this one works. So they've got, and actually the Adui have also approached us with cooperation this particular turn. So we can just do all of our diplomacy here. So we can just go to the transaction. We can view the clauses. And so what it wants is they're going to give us 50 metal and 200 money and provide units Italian foot. So that's actually pretty good for us. It takes it up to 18. The bargaining points, it's a -2 bargaining points for us, but we can do that. Like, we can do that. Yeah, no worries. We'll accept this treaty. So this is, again, so cool. Like, you know, that you can actually really start to finesse how you build your forces up. You know, for example, if we were friendly with Carthage, we'd be able to sort of get, like, I'm guessing we can, whatever. I don't know if this is elephants. I know one of them's down this way. The provincial unit is elephants. Okay, so we'll accept this. So we've agreed to that one, and then we have the Adui, which are, where are they? Adui. So he's down through that way. God, I can't think of where they actually are. Here we go. Adui back up through here. One of these Celtic nations are looking for cooperation with us, and so we'll agree to that as well. The diplomacy has really added an enormous amount to the actual game itself, and I guess you've got to play longer than just a couple of hours. You need to sort of get things established and really sort of get things underway. But at least we're starting to see some of the sort of interactions that we can then have. The Etruscans still are not going to be all that good with us. Let's go with transactions with them. Yeah, provide units. We'll just see what we can actually do. Yeah, Italian foot is all we can actually do through here. So to go and provide Italian foot, if we provided, 1, 2, yeah, etc., just with what we can actually do there, I'll just cancel that one out of there. I don't know if I have to do anything. I don't know if I've got to actually then go and give them those. So I think it just does it automatically. So anyway, we'll, 1 of 2 unbreached. The walls, there's still 1 of 2 unbreached walls. I could wait one more turn here, which probably would be the wise thing to do. Yeah, Samnium. Yeah, no one likes them. No one likes them. I'll leave them alone. Let's go back to the normal province side of things. So with this one, I think I'll just still keep the siege going because we've got so many. Like we've got all of these, all 5 of these have got the ability to smash the walls down, and I think we've got. I thought there was these as well. Control. Besieger, yeah, the Besieger ability that we actually have. Siege expertise, yep. So I'm pretty sure that we get big advantages. That's Besieger as well. Yep, that's fine. Okay, let's leave it at that. So it's Stratos. They've just got some Urban Militia. They're struggling. Actually, I think we'll take this. Let's just go and do an assault. So we'll order the assault now, and then we'll just go and control-click onto Tarentum after this. I think that's what will happen. It doesn't look like it is, does it? Yeah, I'll order the assault. And across. That again. Order the assault. I'll try shift clicking. No, I think I better just do the assault. I'll leave it there. Just grab this one in the next turn. And then we'll go to Tarentum after this one. So the AGI is asking for cooperation. That's done. The Campania was raided by Samnium, and the Interlopers were soundly defeated. Optimist Party is losing support. It's currently now average with the Senate. People who've Picenum felt that the abandoned local palace would be much more useful as a source of stones and used as a quarry. That's good, actually, because we don't really need that. One thing I might do is have a quick look around. We don't have that much. So this one in through here, we've got a fair bit of infrastructure. Let's just get a bit more culture down that way. Picenum. We've got one Celtic citizen back up through this side. Let's just move that one down there as well. So we've got one citizen back up this way. I'll move that one down. Maybe just get a bit more money as well. Rome is getting +8. It's a Italic citizen. It's not doing too much good down that way. Even so, I'll just try to keep the culture sort of up, just so we can try to keep away from that bottom rung. Right, let's end our turn. And we'll take this one, and then we'll go after the bigger centre back over here, there at the bottom there. Did I not end the turn? I thought I did. There we go, that fell. Actually, it looks like they just gave up at the end of the day. Wow, we're just flirting with this bottom rung. But this is now where we're going to start to see that it's going to take us a long time to turn this ship around if we start to go negative. It's the long haul with the culture. So they've agreed to cooperate. Yep, that's good. Back over that way. We'll leave them alone. Yep, so they've got the Averni that they're at war with. God, they're at war with everyone. That's all right. Well, the Etruscans, who are they? They've just got cooperation with the Adui. They should be going into cooperation. Now, there's no chance that they're going to actually do this. I don't want to offer them money. I think we may have to end up... We're probably going to end up with a problem with them, I guess. Anyway, we've now taken this. It should tell us Rome and the Sardis have agreed upon a mutually beneficial transaction treaty. Emissaries have reached us. Yep, that's fine. So back over through this side. Okay, the Ratii. The transaction, what do they want? View the clauses. They're at war with the Bohemians. Up through here. So they're actually quite large. Let's view the clauses. So they're wanting metal and money, and they want us to provide 3 Italian foot. Again, why not? Let's do it. It's going to impact our manpower. We actually have a fair bit of manpower. We'll accept that treaty. Allow them to get stronger in the top of the map there. We're not giving them legions. We're just giving them sort of allies. Okay, we'll get rid of that one. Siege is over. The siege of Metapontum in Lusania is over, and Rome stands victorious. I don't think we even had to actually, in the end, attack. I think they just gave up. That's why we didn't actually have a battle, and our forces are nice and strong. I'm not going to go and rush into the unbreached walls. I'm just going to go across now. Actually, one thing I could do would be to go and grab Brutium. Let's just go to Brutium first, and then Tarentum. Bounce in, grab this one. It's Brutian. This is still independent. Okay, Carthage has now taken Syracuse. So Carthage is becoming a major power in this region. So getting this will be good. We should then be able to form Italia Inferior. We've got 1, 2, 3 now. There's only 2 left, actually. No, 3 left. So we're still, I don't think I can still do this. Yeah, still can't make the province just yet. So we'll do this, and that way we can sort of come in, take this, and then bounce across back into there. Everything else is going fairly well. Make sure we've got we've got the cooperation with the Sardis and the Adui. Tarentum we're at war with. That's all fine. That's good. Okay. So we conquered Lusania from the hands of Tarentum. That's good. This one can actually now build. We actually have the solid walls. You're gonna have to repair those. You can get flax, smokehouse, quarry, trading post. Really don't have any bonuses whatsoever. I think what I'll do is I'll go back and get the flax field. I don't think we've got anything like this down this way. And route to mutually beneficial transaction treaty. It's still building. Back in through here, flax field. This is always a good one to sort of try to find things that it can build, because it borders so many different areas. Sanitation, land expansion, needs lumber, slot usage of -1. This one will actually give us even more slots. At the moment we've got 5 of 9, so we don't really need this. The armourer, yeah, takes a bit of the money, takes a bit of the infrastructure. Bronze works. Tin, trading required. Gambling ring. I think I'll just go back up to flax in through here as well. Back through this side. Smokehouse. It's going to give us good health, good food. Bonus of 2 from wool and 2 from cattle. Gives us heaps of food here. You know, that's actually not bad, just getting the farm. The blacksmith as well. We do have, we're missing the 5 infrastructure bonus from copper, but we do get the 3 infrastructure bonus, or 5 there from iron. Yeah, it's got a high upkeep. We're sort of running out of slots as well, the building slots. That would then take us to the top. I think I'll go for the farm. We'll grab that one, and that way I can actually pretty much get rid of all of these guys and just put them down into here. Just get them sort of working away on stuff. Actually, we've got citizens down there as well. We'll move the citizens down this way. Just get some food happening. That'll work. That'll be nice. Yeah, that's fine there. That's good. Building, building, and building. That's good. Right, so we'll end our turn there. Okay, so I'm just going to skim through the questions or comments. If you do actually have anything you want answered, sing out with any questions. I've only got 15 minutes left for this stream. Someone's saying that the next stream timer is out of sync with the listed schedule. Oh, possibly, yeah. There's an awful lot that's going on with this publisher sale that the Slytherin's putting together. It should be starting in 3/4 of an hour, I believe, and that will be. I think the next one will be Gladius with the should be the Tau update, which is pretty damn cool. I've got to say, I've been playing with that one a little bit yesterday. It's really quite an interesting update for that game as well. Right, so we've got the combat power in through here. We've got 21 units. They've got 16 units. This is actually really quite big. They've got a frontage of 8. This may not go all their own way. They don't have any leadership though, so we've still got a 2 attacker. We were so lucky having this particular unit as our leader. He's awesome. He's awesome. I think we'll just go and do this one bit by bit again. Just have a bit of a look. So I'm not sure how many. Yeah, they've got a fair few. This is going to be quite an interesting attack, I think. Actually, we've only got the ends there that got exhausted. The cavalry. We exhausted this group of heavy infantry. Actually, they've got a lot of heavy infantry in through here. So this is Greek influence that we're sort of seeing through here with the phalanxes. Oh, yeah, we've just got the extra random number generator roll really in through these. Yep, slight advantage. Very slight. That's the best. If you're going to lose, you want to lose by 1. You're better to lose by 1 than have a draw. Now, we've got a disadvantage here against these heavy infantry, but we get the random number back in through there, which is good. This one here, we have a slight advantage. That should then dominate those. That's good. The legions are rolling forward. This one here is even, and we just have a slight advantage. It was skirmisher. We did lose all of our effectiveness. In fact, we already had lost everything anyway with the archery. So, but we actually fought well. So our guys did very, very well. They were exhausted anyway. Okay, back to this other side. Oh, nice die roll. Gee, the RNG gods have been great to us ever since that very, very first roll, which was terrible. I shouldn't say anything, should I? This is one where we both lose a hit. We're still slightly better than what they are, but we should now win this battle, I think. I think we've done enough. So we need just to slide it. Now we get to come in the side here. They don't get to roll anything. So with our cavalry, if we just play it out, actually they do get to roll. But there's some sort of negative. I forget how it works. Yeah, they end up getting a very, very small roll all the time, and we then get to come in the side. This now should be a pursuit. Yeah, so we've actually now smashed through their front line. Their heavy infantry phalanxes have now fallen to our legions, and we now have opened up the Urban Militia and just the warriors at the back there. So we've taken that one. We won the battle. So these battles can just continue on and on and on. But again, we've actually come out of this one very, very nicely. Very nicely. It's so cool having, like, the Velites actually add an enormous amount, having them in that second row. I love the way that they've modelled that with the support units, and it makes a great difference with what we've actually got there. Anyway, let's just get rid of that one. So we've now taken that one. We're going to come back to Tarentum, and now we're going to now besiege this particular town. So we're doing very well, but this is going to now possibly push us back into the old. No, we're actually still going up because we're still managing our culture, but we are flirting with this lower third. Back down this side. How's Carthage going? Wow, they're actually still getting progress tokens. So they're obviously still invading and doing big damage. Emissaries have reached us. So they've Roman, the ratio, have signed a trade deal. That's cool. Okay, so we can go and with the ratio, I can go with cooperation, 17%. Let's just go and ask them for that. Again, the game abstracts things really beautifully, I find, because it's the scope and scale of the game is just enormous. And so there's a lot of, and this is where Agiod does such a fantastic job with anything that they've ever done with these historic sort of games. The way that they model like real systems, but try to sort of extrapolate them down into sort of fairly intuitive sort of ways of actually working is really, really cool. And this game, for me, it's just incredible. Like I find a lot of the other Agiod games fairly difficult. Like I find it difficult to sort of get into, but this one, I don't know. I don't know whether it's just because of all of the tooltips and things, but I love this game. It's just it's one of my favourite games, that was released last year anyway. It's just got so much going for it, and with this new diplomacy aspect to it, it's really, really top notch. Okay, so merchants and patricians spend army to acquire. Yep. So we've got new decisions. I haven't made any decisions. I don't really want to the money. I don't have enough money. I'm building up money, but I don't actually have enough at the moment, and so it's not really going to give me anything. So I'm not going to do anything here. I'm just going to ignore this. Love the graphics too. Haven't seen this one before. It's just a great game, this one. Okay, so Tarentum is now still got the 3 walls. So they've only got 10 minutes, guys. So if there are any questions, please sing out. So Biff Gimble is saying, what game is this one? This is Field of Glory Empires. Actually, that was answered by Chemistar. Okay, so, and it looks like the next, so Grey Knight is saying, next stream today is Gladius. Stream appears perfectly in sync and on time. Yep, says Jaculus, so that's been changed. I guess there's a lot to organise from Slytherin's side with all of the different streams coming over the next few days. It's they've got a lot on their plate. I think I've mentioned everything. We've got the Field of Glory 2 tournament coming up on the 2nd of March. So if anyone's got Field of Glory 2, you don't need any of the DLCs. You can actually get involved in that one if you wanted to. Also, welcome to anyone that is actually on Facebook, YouTube, and on the Steam page. Actually, this is I believe that this is actually going to all those different areas. If that's the case, this is actually my first go at actually streaming on Facebook. I've never done that even on my own channel. I actually don't like Facebook. Sorry for you guys that are watching on Facebook, but anyway, that's this is my first. I'm a Facebook virgin as far as streaming is concerned. This is my first time. There we go. First for everything. So we'll continue on. Now we've got our armies marched into Brutium and conquered the region. So that was actually a good little battle there. That was actually I love also this way it's not just the stock standard stuff that we've been doing up through here with the Italian sort of forces. This one certainly had the Greek sort of phalanxes and things, which made it really quite interesting. Now Tarentum as well. We're just going to keep the siege going. Just go and end our turn. I'll see if I can quickly rattle through this one and take this one as well. In fact, what I can do. Okay, they're now coming back. Now that's fallen. Wow, we did it. I guess because we've just got so many legions that can besiege, we're just smashing it. Okay, so we're actually going up again, and we've just got in ourselves another progress token back in through here as well. Must have been from another objective. The siege is over, so that actually fell. So they actually got through 3 layers of wall in one crack, which is pretty amazing. Okay, so. So thanks to their foresight, the Optimist parties are satisfied. The objective region is now part. Yep, that's good. Apulia has been added to our nation. We took it from the grip of Tarentum. It's a great victory of gained Apulia, which was a seat of power. Yep, their treasury has been plundered. Not everything was there, just 40 money, so they're not too much. Is over and Rome stands victorious. There we go. So the siege is over. Well, that was a bit of an anticlimax. I thought we were going to have a bit of an attack through there. So it looks like Tarentum has now fallen. We can now make this into a province, so we can create the province of Italia Inferior. And the armies that we have through here, do we want to go down? We can't actually go down to this one, but we could actually... God, if we end up like we don't have time to sort of really start anything with. Actually, we can go to the Samnites. Let's go across and just go to diplomacy. We're going to declare war. I've had enough of you. Now they have cooperation with Dalmatia and Carthage. So Carthage won't like us doing this one, but that's what you get. So we'll go back and we'll attack from Rome. Not that it really makes any real difference. Just move away from there. Have a look and see what we can build in through this side. Now we do actually have trading post. This one is start this assembly. I'll leave that one where that is, even though it's got a fair bit of decadence. The shipyard. At this point in time, we're not able to make use of this. The walls have fallen. They've completely been destroyed. So we'll go with Palisade. We'll just get that one built. Down through here as well. Just get the clear water. Great victory. Yeah, we saw that one. Puglia. Yep, that one. It's getting support in the Senate. It's now gone up a little bit after that last one. And the local militia was beaten and some pillaging occurred, unfortunately, back up this way. Yeah, if they want us to go after this one, it's just too far away. Too far away. We'll just try to finish off Samnium. We've only got 4 minutes left in this session. We'll attack Samnium next turn. We've got a pretty unstoppable army here. Now we're going into mountains, and this is going to, I think it's only got like a frontage of 4, I think, coming up. Yeah, we're going backwards a little bit here. This is going to be a bit of a problem for us, but we'll eventually get there. I'll come over the specifics, but even if you take over provinces, like I'm guessing that we've got issues with our decadence because of Apulia. Have a bit of a look at this one. So the Danai emissaries have reached us with a proposal for a transaction. So what do they want? Okay, we've got a request from the Ratii for cooperation. We'll agree to that one. And the Danai transaction. View the clauses. Giving us money and metal. Now we've got a fair bit of metal. Got heaps. We don't need that actually. You're wanting 2 Italian foot. I still do it though. Because we're greedy. We are greedy. So we'll just keep this sort of going. Okay, Samnites. Now move our incredible army, Anabarbarus' army, into the Samnium. And we'll then we'll just do an assault straight on their garrison. There's 2 unbreached walls in there. We'll finish it off with this particular attack. So we're just going to go basically straight across into the city. So this one's going to be a little bit more tricky. We're going into a mountainous region, I think it is. Yeah, mountain region, which is going to cost us a lot. Actually, we're crossing Willcross River. I'm not sure how that sort of works. Yes, we are crossing a river there. It's just more and more information in this game that keeps on sort of coming. Yep, we've done that one. Yep, so war against Samnium. It's a shame. New decisions. Okay, appoint dictator. Receive extra troops at your capital. For the cost of legacy points. This is pretty cool. So you can actually, for the cost of legacy, I've only got 45, so I can't actually do it. But you can actually use your legacy points and actually buy yourself a dictator if you wanted to. There's just so much in this game. It's just incredible. The land tax laws, I'm going to leave that one alone. And from Carthage, your threat to destroy Samnium is not acceptable. They will have our support. Okay, so we're now starting to sort of lose, like Carthage is now starting to become a little bit more aggressive with us. But anyway, we're just going to quickly finish this thing off. I've only got a couple of minutes. Okay, so Grey Knight is saying, how does it compare to Paradox's Rome? You mean Imperium, I think, if any of you have it and have this game. I never covered Imperium. I tested it when it first came out, and I've got to say it's chalk and cheese. It may have changed. I do mean to keep on going back and having a bit of a look at the Imperium, but to be honest, the amount of polish in this game is so much. There's so much more in this game that just works really, really well. Here we go. They're actually going after us down through here. I'm just going to go and view the report. We should lose this one. Yep. So they won that one. They're expanding. They've actually gone all the way down to Tarentum down this way. We'll be able to roll them up, I think. We'll just view the report. We should smash them this side. Yep, that's okay. We've destroyed that one. We won the battle. I know that we're running out of time. In fact, I'm already out of time, but we have now done that one. Processing turn. I will leave it here, guys. But yeah, I'd certainly, from my perspective, I really enjoy this game, like an awful lot. Whereas Imperium, just I don't know, it's a bit like I shouldn't really talk about games like this, but it's a little bit like Distant Worlds versus Stellaris. Like Stellaris is a great game, but it just doesn't have the breadth of Distant Worlds. So for me, Distant Worlds are still the superior sort of space 4X, and this one by far, from my side, an ancient strategy game. You can't look past this game. It's just incredible. So anyway, I'm going to leave it there, guys. Thanks for watching, and I hope this has been informative. I hope you've got enough information if you're sort of trying to make an evaluation about the game. And good luck with the rest of the publisher's sale. And you've got Gladius coming up in about half an hour. I'll leave you now. Thanks for watching.